Goodness. So much torque. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video we're going to be going over a 2022 Chevy Silverado 3500 High Country. First and foremost, so a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Miller Chevy here in Murray for giving me some time with this High Country. Check out their inventory link below. Let's get right into the video. So under the hood, we have a 6.6 liter V8 diesel known as the Duramax. Goes through a 10-speed automatic transmission known as the Allison. Power outputs are 445 horsepower and then 910 pound-feet of torque. Now let's go over the front end of the 3500 High Country. So first off, notice that we have our flex badge is what I'm going to call it because it says Allison and then Duramax. Got to let everyone know that you got the bad boy diesel powertrain. And then you've got the venting here at the center portion. And then coming down below, we've got the LED accent lights with the reflector LEDs for the headlights themselves. And then also says High Country off to the side. You've got the giant Chevy bow tie. And then notice the accenting here for the High Country. It looks fantastic. And you can see the front end is just massive, imposing. Notice the bumper's body painted. It does have parking sensors. We've got fog lights, we've got tow hooks, bunch of fun stuff happening. That's the front end. So come here on the side here, we've got two 75mm tires wrapped around 20-inch wheels in the front and over in the rear. And notice that these tires are a little bit more aggressive because this one has the Z71 package. So you've got these shocks that come with that package, and then notice the wheelhouse liner as well. And then you guys can see here on the wheel itself, definitely a nice design, kind of like your, normal luxury truck type wheel. Now we've got our High Country logo right here, 3500 HD badge. And then notice that we have the cab lights here at the top. That's also part of the Z71 package, and they look pretty interesting. And then we got the gigantic trailer mirror on this particular truck, and wait for it, there is your full side view. This thing is massive and imposing. And then notice that we have the step here on the side, and then this is where we're going to fill up the DEF and the diesel. And then you guys can see these beefy old leaf springs, look at those. And then again, the shock there in the back for the Z71 package. And yeah, let's head to the rear. Here is our key fob. We've got our unlock, lock, remote start, and then the drop down here for the tailgate. Just press that twice, that'll pop it down. We have a payload capacity of 3,716 pounds and a conventional towing capacity of 20,000 pounds. Yes, this is a bad boy tow rig. But notice here we've got the LED lights, and then we've got all the plugins because this has the fifth wheel prep. And then you guys can see the LED cargo light there at the top with the camera. And then we have a full outlet here on the other side. And then we obviously have the spray-in bed liner. And I can't remember if this has the tailgate rise. Yes, it does. Look at that. Living the life of luxury with the High Country. Now finishing things here in the rear. And also we have the gigantic taillights here with the High Country badge. You got the Silverado logo here. Parking sensors on the body painted bumper. And then you do have the bumper steps. And then we have the giant oversized diesel exhaust tip. Spare tire just underneath. And other than that, that is everything for the back. Now here's the door panel in the rear. Notice that we have this beautiful brown leather, and then I love the finish on the wood trim, and then there's more leather and stitching just up above. Power steps, and then look at these seats with the High Country. They look fantastic. You can see just the attention to detail. They do open up. You got the nice perforated leather here in the center, and I love the overall design and look of the seats themselves. And then you guys can see you've got the USBs and all that fun stuff with the 12 volt, some cup holders, and then this pulls down to be an armrest, and even more cup holders, which is definitely nice. Legroom, headroom, that is all the same, so I'm not gonna pop in. But anyways, see ya. Now here's the door panel at the front, just as nice as what you have in the rear with all of the materials. We've got two memory seat functions right here. You've got the window controls, and then we do have the mirror extender function, which I think is definitely awesome. Bose sound system, High Country plaque right there. And then notice the seats say High Country on them, and just as beautiful as the rear seats. Look at that. Again, the attention to detail in these seats, and they're really comfortable as well, which is nice. Power adjustments on the side. There's your pedal layout. You got the parking brake right here. Got the light control, and then notice that we've got the cargo light, fog light. Got our drive line select in that section. Drive mode select with the tow haul mode. Steering wheel is manually adjustable, and there's one more look before we pop in. So here's our steering wheel in the High Country. Notice we got beautiful leather all around, and then you've got the stitching there in the center portion, and you guys can see all of the trim all around. You got your voice command phone controls. You've got that for the heated steering wheel, and this is for the cruise control with the follow function. Got your turn signal / windshield wiper stock. Still have a column shifter with the manual shift function on it. And that's all for the steering wheel. Now here's the center gauge cluster. Notice you got analog gauges on either side. First off, again, we got the tow haul mode right there. Notice how it changes, what shows on the screen. And then we have some other drive modes, which are pretty simple, normal, and then off-road. That's all. And yeah, that's everything for that portion. And then there are some menus you can scroll through to see different bits of information on the truck. That hasn't really changed. And so there's the center. Now here's the infotainment screen. First off, if we pop it into reverse and not neutral, whoops, you guys can see this one has the full 360 camera system. So trajectory lines, turn to steering wheel, got your bird's eye view, and you have a bunch of different camera views here with the truck itself. You guys can see everything from a camera view perspective, and then cargo camera as well. And then you've got the zoom in function on the receiver hitch on top of that. But yeah, you guys can see all of that fun stuff. And aside from that, going over the rest of the infotainment system, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, you can see this touchscreen is just as responsive as it ever has been, and that's all. So we've got the analog controls here for the radio, climate controls, got dual zone climate, has heated, cooled seats, all that fun stuff. These are for the side steps to deploy them and all that fun stuff, and then move them back and forth. Chevy has the trick side steps. You guys know I'm a huge fan of it. Hill descent control, that's for the outlets, turn them on or off, stability control, hazard lights, tailgate drop down or raise, parking sensors, lane departure, diesel exhaust brake, trailer brakes, and then all of your charging ports, all that fun jazz, and then our stop start button. Wireless phone charger is right here, and then we've got our cup holders, and then you can see we've got the center console, which has the beautiful black perforated leather with the brown leather on the sides, and then lifting it up, you guys can see tons of storage space, and then you've got the USB ports, and then with the glove box, notice how it's like two-tone with the glove boxes. I think that's pretty cool. And then again, nice leather and stitching all over the dash, so all this definitely nice and high-end. We have my favorite function ever, lake camera mirror. Yes, this truck is equipped with it. And then we've got the sunroof, and then we do have a power sliding rear window as well. I mean, what more could you expect? Universal garage door openers, and then all black headliner. So this is mostly coming onto camera, so I can actually show you guys the window sticker here with this High Country. All of that fun jazz. And then you guys can see the base price, $64,800. Now this one does have some packages added to it. So you guys can see, after all of the packages, $81,480. And that all being said, wait for it, wait a little bit longer, and let's take her out and see how she drives. Now let's talk about visibility before we set off here in the truck. You guys can see visibility over the hood, and this one has the heads-up display, both of the mirrors, and then throughout the rest of the rear. And with all that being said, let's set off. So we are setting off here in this 3500 High Country. Now this is going to be a little bit of a shorter drive than what we typically do for the channel, just due to time constraints for today. So, you know, when I have a chance to drive another 3500, not necessarily the High Country, they all drive the same though, which is good, then we can kind of talk about that. Obviously one with the Z71 package, but we'll at least get some driving impressions here for this little kind of initial bit. First off, this truck is gigantic. My goodness. So much torque. That is awesome. So yeah, this still drives amazing for heavy duty. It's still smooth. Acceleration still so solid because of all of the torque. Just does a really good job. And we're gonna kind of loop through here actually. This will probably be easiest. Yeah, super, super good. Like, it just, such a torquey truck. It's just absolutely crazy. But yeah, visibility, like I talked about earlier, is great with the truck. You still have that, like, you know, nice, like, big, solid, like, road presence feel with the truck as well. And yeah, like I said, it's just as smooth as it was in the past, and so nothing's really changed from that perspective. Yeah, I love the sound of this. It just sounds really good. Usually you know, in the past I wasn't as big of a fan of the, you know, V8 diesels, because I feel like they didn't sound as good as what you get from, like, you know, Ram with the Cummins. But this actually has a nice beefy sound characteristic to it, even at low speeds. But it's very quiet, which is nice. Like when you're just like this, it's nice and quiet. So I have driven other High Countries in the past, and they haven't really changed that much for the 2022 model year, and so we can at least give this truck a score. So first off, again, ride quality is great, comfort's great, the seats look fantastic. I love the interior on this High Country, so that is all solid. Exterior wise, it is very striking. They don't look good in pictures for some reason, but the HD Chevys look really good in person, and like it's got so much road presence because it's gigantic. And it feels that way. Like I drove my Raptor down today, and my Raptor feels tiny compared to this, just to give you guys an idea. And so as for my final score on this particular package, High Country Z71 Diesel 3500, I'm gonna say that this is an 8.5 out of 10. Obviously the new Silverado 1500 is gonna get some pretty heavy updates for the 2022 model year. They haven't really carried that over into the HD yet. Once they carry that over into the HD, that's gonna increase the score. So that's why this can't get a perfect score for the segment, but this is really good. It's got a good towing capacity, it's got a good payload capacity, it looks great, it's comfortable, it's got good tech features. It's just not as good as it could be, but once they carry over the updates from the 2022 1500 into this truck, this thing is just gonna be an absolute just dream truck, basically. So yeah, sorry about the shorter drive, but again, time constraints, and that's all. Now let's get some things up for a video on this 2022 Chevy Silverado 3500 High Country. Again, a huge shout out and thank you to the Chevy here in Murray for giving me some time with the truck. Check out the inventory link below. I'll see all of you in the next video.